In this video, we'll be discussing the planning phase to recruit volunteers for an event. We'll be looking at setting up a calendar for your project. Did you know that whether you need 5 volunteers or 150, you're going to need to give yourself a lot of time, at least 3 to 6 months of preparation and leeway. Every successful event begins with setting up your calendar and other essential resources. So what are the most important things you consider when you're setting up your calendar? Hi Shelley.
What I consider important is to start with the big calendar and the contract and the brief. I start by marking in the actual event and I work my way back through each stage and mark it onto the calendar and make sure I give myself enough leeway and time to accomplish each stage stress-free. I like to keep a little black book of all the essential key stakeholders. At the beginning of each event, I update this. These contacts are really important and I'm going to be using them repeatedly.
You know you feel so right. No need to change.
Before we start recruiting volunteers, we actually need to finalise some key procedures in the planning stage. The first one being the registrations. We need to be able to capture all the information that we need from volunteers to be able to register them successfully. I like to use Google Docs. It's really easy to use and it's free. Another really important document we need to complete is the job descriptions. Volunteers really need to know what roles they're going to be performing on the day. They need to understand those roles so that they can make a selection and feel comfortable doing that. For example, if we need a volunteer to come and help out in catering, the volunteer needs to know that they don't need to be a qualified chef, that all they need to do is come along and flip burgers and tidy the table and they're going to be happy doing that. They'll feel confident in the role that they can do. For Homeless Connect, for example, we recruit bus drivers. Now these bus drivers don't need a special licence. They're going to be driving small minivans and their regular licence will be suitable to be doing this role. So clear role descriptions allow volunteers to identify with a role and make it easier for them to want to participate and join in.
From here on in, we're going to start implementing our planning. The next video will be about the recruitment phase.
I keep spinning.